Hey guys, what is going on? It's Random Mr. 411, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 1988 really black comedy, and that is Heathers. Now, first I'm just going to move the mic so that you guys can hear me better. And by the way, the reason I'm speaking very low is because it's 4 in the morning. So, yeah. But let's get into Heathers. Alright, so Heathers is about these three girls named Heather. There's Heather Chandler, who's like the leader of the clique. There's Heather Duke, who's just a little sidekick. Then there's Heather McNamara, who's also a little sidekick. One day they decide to add someone to their group, Veronica, being played by Winona Ryder. I don't know what that was. But yeah, it's being played by Winona Ryder, and they basically try to get her into the clique. And once Winona Ryder realizes that these girls are very rude and they take a lot for granted, she decides to, she wants to find a way to, make them better. And she just wants to, make their had an attitude adjustment for them, if you will. And in doing this, she meets Christian Slater's character, who is, I cannot remember his name right now. Oh, JD. So Christian Slater's character, JD, she meets him, and basically, to get kind of her anger out, they go out for one night of debauchery, and he pretends to shoot someone. He tells her that I didn't really kill them, but he did, and then she starts catching on to this, and there's a lot of mayhem that's ensuing, and overall, it's just them basically killing people that they don't feel have the right attitude. Now, I didn't know anything going into Heathers besides it was about killing people. That's all I knew, and it was supposed to be a dark comedy. And I thought it starred Mark Wahlberg from the posters, but it doesn't. So yeah, and how was Heathers? Heathers was an excellent dark comedy. First of all, I'm going to get into my flaw with the film, and that is that although the last 20 minutes of the movie are pretty exciting, just story-wise, I felt like everything that had built up to it was more interesting, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people will be confused if they've seen the film, but if you have, personally, I was just getting kind of tired towards the end, and I just wanted for the film to wrap up, but its conclusion is very satisfying, and I overall really enjoyed it. The acting by everyone is great. Winona Ryder gives a standout performance in this movie. She is phenomenal, but she does not compare to the man who is Christian Slater. Christian Slater is a complete psychopath. He got totally immersed into this role, and you can tell he's like a method actor or something. I'm not sure if he actually is, but it looks like he is from this. Seriously, he does a great job in this movie, and you really think this guy is psychotic. And phenomenal job. Definitely one of the best acting jobs I've seen in a teen movie, in a teen film. The writing in the film is also really good. At times this movie can get very dark, but also it does a perfect job of blending in its darkness with comedy and humor. And while I was watching this, I actually felt like it actually reminded me of the film Bernie back in 2011 with Jack Black, and because of how darkly funny that was, this is even darker. If you've seen Bernie, you know it's pretty dark. This is literally, there's a scene of Christian Slater just talking to her about killing them, literally. She's like, yeah, what do you want to do, kill them? And she's joking, obviously. Then Christian Slater, he's like, yeah, and it's just it was a very intriguing film. The writing, like I said, it's great. I definitely do think, though, it's more focused around. It's not really horrifying, but it's a more of a thrilling aspect. Nevertheless, though, there is a ton of comedy in this movie. If you're a fan of dark comedy, seriously check this one out. If you don't like that type of comedy, yeah, you really don't want to check this out. It's very morbid, and yeah, just don't watch if you don't like black comedy. But I really did. The director of this film, Michael Lemmon, he does a fantastic job directing it. This was made in the era of all the other 1980s films, like Breakfast Club. I'm pretty sure Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a 1980s film. Let me just check. Yeah, it was 1986, the same year that Breakfast Club came out, I believe. No, Breakfast Club was in 1985. Alright, back on track. Okay, so yeah, this came out during the era, and I feel like it's kind of parodizing it in a way, and it did a phenomenal job at parodizing it. I really did like that. All the characters are interesting, even if some of them were stuck up, aka the main Heather in the film, Heather Chandler. I still thought her character was pretty interesting, as well as all the other, as the two other Heathers, as well as everyone in the cast. You always were interested in their story, and overall, it was just a fun time to watch the movie, and it was so darkly funny, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So yeah, now I'm gonna just get into spoilers of the ending of this movie, what I thought, and then we're just gonna go. Alright, so if you haven't seen Heathers, I'd highly suggest you check it out. It's on Netflix. Please check it out if you haven't already. It's a great movie. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now I'll give you 5 seconds to walk away from spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so if you're still here, that means you've seen Heathers and you are wondering my opinion on the ending. The ending I really actually enjoy. I know I said I didn't like the last 20 minutes of it, but just like the last like 5 minutes or so, I actually really enjoyed. I liked how she wasn't afraid to shoot JD in the hand, and when she did that, I was like, oh my god, I didn't think you'd actually do that, but good job. The bomb, he stabbed it, and it just got off, and it just like stopped completely. Thought that was pretty cool. But my favorite part about this is like the last minute of the movie, or the last 2 minutes, when JD blows himself up. She's covered in like ashes, and she walks back in school with a cigarette. She talks to Martha. She's like, hey, I don't have a date for the prom because he kind of just fucking died. Sorry for the cursing, but yeah, he kind of just died. So you want to hang out in my place? We can rent some movies. We can have some popcorn. And then I was like, yay, we incorporated Martha somehow, because the entire movie I was like, she has to like have something to do with one of the other characters by the end of this film. And while the payoff wasn't as big as I thought it would be, it still was pretty good. So yeah, overall, by far my favorite part was like the last 2 minutes. Just the best part for sure was when JD blew up, all the ashes went on her. I thought that was cool as hell. The scene was directed wonderfully. It built up a lot of tension, as well as the ending with the bombs and stuff. I thought that also built up a lot of tension. So overall, I really did enjoy Heathers. It's one of my favorite dark comedies I've ever seen. From start to beginning, it was just hilarious, as well as very dark, and it had a perfect job of just putting that together. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna give Heathers an A. I love this movie, really did like it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5, just because obviously the last like 20 minutes are a little less engaging than the rest of the film. But yeah, so overall, those are my thoughts on Heathers. If you guys have seen the film, which you obviously have if you're still here, what did you guys think about it? Did you really like it? Did you really hate it? Whatever you thought, comment below, because I want to know about this movie. It's pretty cool movie in my opinion. So yeah, that is my review for Heathers. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and my next classic will either be for Clerks or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So whenever I do that, I will see you guys in the next review, and I'm Random Mr. 411, and I will see you all later.